What's up, workers and humans? Murtag here, back with a new video, and in this one I want to talk about Warmode and how probably this is just the tip of the iceberg for something even bigger to come. But first I want to announce that I've started to do live stream not only here on YouTube in case you find my previous ones, but also on Twitch. So be sure to follow twitch.tv/murtag91, where I usually do some most various stream playing also Dota and other games. So for the ones of you that still don't know what Warmode is, it's basically the new PvP auction. In order to activate it, we must go back to Ogrimmar and Stormwind in order to toggle up the auction. And when we do, we can use the honor talents also in the outdoor zones, with some limitation. In fact, I found that, for example, I cannot use Curse of Fragility on enemy NPC, but the other abilities spells that I can get functioned pretty well. Uh, Activated with the Warmode also give us some benefits. At level cap we receive, as you can see more artifact powers, raw resources and gold rewards from a gold quest by 10%. While instead you are still leveling, you are going to receive a bonus experience of 15%. But having the fact that we cannot create a character with the heirlooms, we don't know if this bonus will stack up with the limit of 50% that there is now after the release of patch 7 3.5. So basically, while we toggle up, what we will find that our character will be faced, and we will only interact with character that have decided to toggle for PvP. We will not meet any other one. So it's just a disclosure to say, okay, you decided this, will stick with this, so you are fine with being killed or killing other players. And as I saw in a video of Dalaran, I will put the link down in the description, they are fixed a bit the level scaling system. In fact, now you can have the possibility to fight quite fairly, because now we not have raid gear or big as right traits. Even if you have a disparity of levels, I saw you dueling, I guess, with his level 114 hunter versus level 120 warlocks, and he managed to beat it. But of course this will probably change as more quality gear will be awarded to IGAV to players level cap. Also, while we gain various buffs, as you can see, we'll just read the description. Killing a glass players grants 6 bonus aura. Killing Alliance Assassin grants 30 bonus auras. After 10 Alliance kills without dying, you graduate to an Horde Assassin, increasing your damage and healing by 50%. So this means that you will gain something in return for killing enemy players. But also this will make your life less easier. In fact, while you gain the title of assassin, you will be able to be tracked on the map for all the enemy players in that area. So this will place a bounty on your head, and that's why they will probably hunt you to get more honor. Kinda cool, isn't it? Well, the best part is yet to come, because now they added even achievement. So you can see there is now this world section in the achievement list, and after the one of Legion we can find, for example, someone's loot 10 bounties from Slay Prayer while in War Mode, while in a group complete this following achievement, but also this your duty, which means earn 1000 in Zuldazar in every zone, and after you do that you will receive the title Conqueror of Azeroth, which is really cool. So it seems like that Blizzard is understanding that that is the World of Warcraft, and they are going to they are trying to incentivize players doing war PvP, actually giving something in return, which is something they never did in 13 years that this game is out. And I was wondering, this can be just a skeleton to a more structured system, because as you can see, in these weeks we have now tested Warfronts, and a lot of players have been asking, will they have a PvP mode? And Blizzard all the time replied that no, Warmode will only be PvE mode scenario. And now I was wondering, will they just be PvE mode because they are maybe aiming to recreate Warfronts in the outside zones of Zandalar, and Kulturas? Keep in mind, they are already testing the technology, and with the fact that now only we have two phase situation where one side there are only the PvE players and another there are only the PvP players. Maybe Blizzard could decide in a further patch or in a further expansion to maybe add, for example, a village or relics in a certain zones that where you acquire them, they will give you certain and important buffs, like for example a double ratio of honor points for killing players, or maybe an increased percentage of reputation with the reputation of that zones. That would be interesting. And this basically, as a fan of war, the PvP as I am after I've been playing games like Dark Age of Camelot, but even Elder Scrolls Online, I have a lot of fun while doing war PvP. I'm thinking that it can be possible that probably Blizzard have finally understood after 13 years of failing hard on PvP that maybe this is the World of Warcraft, because I have no problem to say that I hate arenas. For me, it is the worst introduction that we made, and for me, I never have interest in PvP because I always find it boring because it was focused around arena, especially in private free. I have no interest in doing that because I do not like this small skirmishes with no less strategy into it. It just conserve your cooldown for a burst phase and then wait again until you can burst again your opponents, instead of having to conquer a village, a town, a relic, a temple with use even siege engines, catapults, or whatever resource you can use for actually do a war. So as I said, this probably be the tip of the iceberg, and I would really like to have something of more structures like that, as long this will be tied to give only PvP rewards, because my fear here is that they are going to give in return PvE rewards. This will obviously force people to say, oh, but I need to do this because it's important for me, it gives for progressing my character on PvE. So I will welcome to have a more structured world PvP, and will be interested to do it as long it will give only PvP rewards. If they start to give that, for example, resources that would be impactful on PvE, for PvP, I mean, of course, Mythic and Heroic raiding, because the other two difficulties you always don't need because they are pretty easy to do that. You will find yourself that you can get a bonus while doing that. Then at that point, I believe this could be another fail for Blizzard. But then I said only we have to wait. Blizzard has confirmed its participation at the Gamescom of this year, so this means that we will have a preview of the coming patch of Battle as probably they did to Legion, where we have at Gamescom the preview of the Karazhan Return. Hoping they will not release it faster as they did, because it was a little bit too fast, those patch, the Karazhan patch with the release of Legion. The people felt a bit burned out. But this is my hopes for World PvP, because I will found it so lackluster, and I found it so bad that in the game that is called Warcraft, you don't have the possibility to engage into proper faction warfare fighting. I really enjoyed Winter Grasp, I really enjoyed Torbarat, I enjoyed a little bit less Ashran, but it was still fine to me. But in Legion we didn't have nothing at all for PvP, just the Warden Towers, but they were basically no one cares about fighting them. And now that I see something finally so structured, this means that maybe Blizzard is also understanding to cater the side of PvP not only for the ones that are interested in arenas, but also for players that want to get an extra experience by engaging in a bigger scale fights. So that's all for today. Thank you for thank you so much for listening, and I really would like to read your opinion about in the comment section below. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. See ya!